Oh boy, another thriller. 3 or 4 runs with Ravi Bishnoi bowling the final over in the chase of 160. Mohammad Shahrukh Khan holds the key.
This is Punjab's match to lose now.
This was flighted up by Bishnoi. Shahrukh Khan mistimed it. Luckily, it fell short of the fielder at long on. But the fielder said, I couldn't spot it. So 3 runs needed of 4 balls.
This is Punjab's match. Come on.
This is Punjab's game.
Oh,
And it's won.
Punjab.
Mohammad Shahrukh Khan. Take a bow.
He's finally, I think, fulfilling the promise that he was supposed to be showing 2 years back.
Yes. So Shahrukh Khan wins it for Punjab Kings. And they are won by 2 wickets. Yet another close game that Punjab Kings have won. You see all their wins. Won by 7 runs against Kolkata.
Rajasthan as well.
Won by 5 runs.
5 runs against Rajasthan at the Barsapara.
Now 2 wickets against Lucknow Super Giants.
3rd win for them, right?
Out of 4.
I think good thing about them is if they actually come close, they eventually win it.
Yes.
Because all their losses have been pretty one-sided. Hyderabad, they lost.
No, but last match.
Last match was?
Wait.
Sunrisers. Even that was pretty one-sided.
No,
Sunrisers, they lost one-sided.
Yeah, they lost
by 8
one-sided.
wickets. No,
Yeah.
after that also, I think they lost one. They lost one.
but against GT.
No, I think they played 4 and won 3, no?
Last was GT, no Punjab.
GT was
GT,
also close.
That was a close
GT.
match.
That was
GT.
also close.
What happened in that match?
Tewatia, that boundary. So that was also very close.
1 ball they lost.
So just the one match against SRH, they've lost comprehensively. Otherwise, well, narrow finishes.
What is it with
I think ever since Sikandar Raza hit Krunal Pandya for those
2 sixes.
2 sixes and then a 4. I think they had the match in the bag. It seemed so because what we've seen in the last few days, nothing can be for sure that they will eventually win. But Shahrukh Khan, I think at least I was very critical in the last season. And I wasn't even sure whether he'll get a place in the playing 11 to start with. But the last 2 games, even I think he's been given a mandate because the first ball that he played today, he hit a 6.
Yes.
The first ball. So, which means that he has been given a role and also the mandate how to go about it. Sam Karan.
Yep.
But I think
As a captain now.
we all have to give Rahul a round of applause. He was the only one who stuck his neck out and said that he's going to support the underdogs in this match.
But to be very honest, 159, they scored 159. I understand, we have been saying that this wicket is a bit slow, but if dew was actually a factor, I think because we saw how their batting lineup looked like, Punjab's, I think most of us or you guys, perhaps that was the reason why you guys backed LSG to win this game. But I think 160 these days, chasing under floodlights with dew also present, I think
achievable.
It is very much achievable. I would have been I would want to be in Punjab's dressing room midway in that that game.
2 things worked for Punjab today. Okay, the batting still didn't inspire that much because you lost 2 wickets. You lost 2 big wickets to Yudhvir Charak. Okay, that was one. Yudhvir Singh Charak.
But he bowled well.
He bowled superbly. But Sikandar Raza finally stepped up. And remember, when that middle order stepped up, it eased a lot of problems in the Punjab lineup. Because wondering, like Lucknow Super Giants, it was a clash of 2 middle orders, not a middle order. Here, luckily, look at the contrast with what happened with Lucknow Super Giants and look at what has happened in the Punjab Kings lineup. The middle order stepped up, and in the crucial Yudhvir Singh would be wondering, okay, what have I done wrong? Because he took 2 wickets, but in the Krunal Pandya over,
and also by the way,
4 went to him.
No, but exactly, and he put in all those dives and all as well. Right towards the end, the ball seemed to be chasing him at one point.
Yep, and Lucknow, unfortunately, were not helped by the fact that yet again, countless times, Avesh Khan has looked off colour.
And it speaks volumes about the faith that KL Rahul or the LSG team management they have in Avesh Khan when they actually chose Ravi Bishnoi to bowl that final over with
Correct.
7 runs to defend. And also, a lot of people may have to now assess how KL Rahul batted, in that first innings.
Yes, this is
And
the major
also,
talking.
just to add to that, forget scoreboard and everything and giving a spinner the last over. In dewy conditions, you trusted a spinner over, let's say, your lead fast bowler.
Yep.
The second in lead, I would say.
The major talking points I will be highlighting, that will be the crux of this entire post-match discussion, is KL Rahul also as captain, because only 2 overs to Ravi Bishnoi and the third over was the last. That one. And second, on his captaincy, I mean, Krunal Pandya, again off color with both bat and ball. Now, and the second most important point is, if you want to say, batting. Now, as Rahul pointed out, and you also said it, 74 of 55. Can we just look at scorecard, Anurag? Just look at the scorecard. Go, okay, 132 was Rahul. Look, just go down. Sikandar Raza's, I just want to see the strike rate. Go down.
Low.
Go, 139. See, even he also didn't set the stage on fire, but he held firm. But look at the middle order: 34, 22, 57.
What goes in favor of Sikandar Raza is that they lost a few quick wickets early on.
Yes.
And he was in a situation where he had to consolidate, and then he picked that 1 over of Krunal Pandya. Thereafter only, I think that strike rate somehow reached 139. Although towards the end also he kind of slowed down a bit. Also because of the way Ravi Bishnoi, he actually all these batters, they were struggling against Ravi Bishnoi.
Yes.
Krunal Pandya, KL Rahul as a captain, be it in India colours or for LSG or for
Even Punjab Kings.
Exactly, for Punjab Kings too. I've never been a fan of KL Rahul as a captain, because at times, even on the field, when the opposition they are chasing, at times his body language virtually gives the indication as to where the match stands, where LSG are in the match, whether they are holding the higher ground or it's the opposition or the batting team that's calling the shot.
I'll just add to it, since we did talk about and made that comparison between his innings and that of Sikandar Raza. Sikandar Raza didn't have the power play to target, by the way.
Yes.
He didn't have any yes, he was batting. When he came into bat, those field restrictions were lifted. And we all know what the power play is for. If you're not making the most of the power play and you're spending so much time at the crease, not giving your team that required push, then of course questions will be asked.
And also, you're talking about just body language. I think, leave aside body language, tactical acumen seems lacking a lot of the time.
That's pretty evident with the way they lost this game.
I mean, why would, and we were all looking at the bowling options saying who'll bowl, and you see,
Anurag, can you go down? Yeah,
you see Bishnoi has bowled 2 overs. You're like, what? Arguably your best spinner bowled 2 overs. And look, I understand that Krishnappa Gautam has pretty economical figures. Krunal Pandya was, besides that, didn't have economical figures, but that last over kind of spoiled it. Yet neither Krishnappa Gautam nor Krunal Pandya are your wicket taking spinners. Bishnoi might be expensive sometimes, but guarantees you a wicket or two pretty much every single
leg
time.
spinners, in fact wrist spinners,
Yes.
have that ability to pick wickets.
Yes.
Be it any wrist spinner, whether he's a Chinaman or he's a leg spinner. Any wrist spinner, he has that ability to pick wickets. You see in white ball now, of course, there is a fashion that they do not have. In fact, most of the teams, international teams, they don't play leg spinners in their test sides. But be it any format in white ball cricket, you see Adil Rashid, Shadab Khan, Yuzi Chahal, who else is there?
Adam
Zampa from Australia.
In South Africa, you had a Shamsi till recently.
East Sodi for New
They are
Zealand.
all wicket takers.
Hasaranga.
They are all wicket takers. Why? Because that's what leg spinners are meant to do. And today, Ravi Bishnoi was bowling pretty well.
Yeah.
That is what you have to, as a captain, you have to assess and pick as to who can. Krunal Pandya, I know there will be days when he can actually bowl 4 overs. But not every day, not every match throughout this tournament. he will give you 4 overs, and that's something that I also say about Ravindra Jadeja also. Although in the last 2 games Ravindra Jadeja has been bowling remarkably well, and he has won games for Chennai, especially the last game that they won. So last game they lost. No,
the last game they lost, but against Mumbai
he bowled very
brilliantly.
well.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
fact,
he got Sanju out very nicely.
Against Mumbai also he was very good. So for Krunal Pandya, they are kind of bowlers who will not give you 4 overs every game. But if you keep persisting with them, there will be days like this that they encountered today, that you'll end up messing it up.
And that's what Ravi Shastri said. An all-rounder like Ravindra Jadeja, who guarantees you 3 overs in every match, will always walk into the side. It is only players who don't guarantee you those 3 to 4 overs match after match and can bat in the top 6. They're the ones who are going to be struggling because of impact play.
And honestly, I think Krunal Pandya, the batsman and the bowler, has been severely overestimated by LSG.
He's an iffy batsman, he's an iffy bowler.
And he's been given bat at number 4 and bowl 4 overs. Krunal. I mean, one thing I will say which MI were very good at with Krunal, they hit his limitations very well.
Yes.
So he would bat at number 7, 8 and only get to bat a few balls where he was given freelancers to go for it.
Tell me, you have Marcus Stoinis, you have Nicholas Pooran. I know the think tank may actually think it differently, that they want to have Nicholas Pooran and Marcus Stoinis towards the end. But if they are, in terms of experience, in terms of ability, I feel that at this stage, Nicholas Pooran and Marcus Stoinis, they are better than both
Krunal Pandya
and even
Deepak Hooda.
Deepak Hooda, I still can understand, he's an international player, has played a fair bit of this thing also, international cricket, but I would still want to have my better players playing most of the deliveries in the match, because if somebody like KL Rahul in a 120 ball innings, if he is consuming half the deliveries, then you are left with virtually nothing. And then 25% of those deliveries, if Krunal Pandya and the Deepak Hooda, an out of form Deepak Hooda, they are consuming, then somebody like Marcus Stoinis and Nicholas Pooran, they'll be left with virtually nothing.
Exactly.
But another thing that Mumbai did and Lucknow aren't doing right now is, with regards to Krunal Pandya, like Shane said, knew his limitations, and that's where, I would say they optimally utilized Krunal Pandya. Firstly, batted him at the right place and knew what situations to bowl him at. Correct. That is where they were a success as a think tank, as let's say a unit. This is what LSG aren't doing right now.
Gargi, what do you assess of KL Rahul's captaincy?
When you've got, when Gautam was bowling, there was a slight of bit of pressure from one end. Why aren't you bowling the other bowler who's doing well, Bishnoi, from the other end? Because when you've got pressure on one side, wickets are going to come out of the other.
Exactly, and that's what I say, there's a lack of tactic. And another thing with Rahul, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, is that he's far too reactive a captain. There's no proactivity whatsoever. It's not about making things happen, it's about let things happen. And the one criticism I always had of even someone like Virat, who by the way was a great captain in bilaterals, in white balls, always suffered in World Cups or tournaments, was that oftentimes when the situation really called for it, he was found wanting. Why? Because again, sometimes he could be reactive rather than proactive as a skipper in white ball cricket. Now questioning his test credentials, but KL, I see the same rather unfortunate trait. What distinguished a Dhoni, say, from pretty much any other white ball captain? Very proactive. He was always thinking 2 steps ahead. And sometimes that can backfire. But fine, at least you are thinking and coming up with match plans, match situations. Here I feel like I don't know what the plan was with regards to Mark Wood, that you bowled 3 overs of him early on. He had 1 over left in the death, and then you were scrambling for an option thinking, who bowls my final over? It's between Avesh, who is at this point a walking, talking run machine for the opposition, and Ravi Bishnoi, who good as a bowler he is probably not a death bowler. So I just don't get it.
Yeah, he did bowl in you remember in the Asia Cup, he did bowl some crucial overs in the death. He and Arshdeep, remember in that game against Pakistan, he used to bowl. But Ravi Bishnoi,
Yeah, he almost
Won
got
you
you back
that
into
game.
the match if unfortunately that
Dropped catch.
from Ashley.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That happened, but he almost got you back into the game.
And it came off his bowling only, right?
Yeah.
But I
See,
don't
Shadab.
understand.
Who was the
Shadab.
Shadab. Not So Shadab it was, no?
Not Shadab. I
It
think.
wasn't Shadab. I think it was Nawaz.
It was no.
I don't remember.
It was a right-hander. I think he was trying to go for a six. To
I
leading
remember.
edge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Short
he-
third man, he dropped the
Short
catch.
third man, yeah.
Wait, I'll just check. Wait. Give me a moment. You can continue.
My
I'll-
memory is very bad.
Yeah. No, there's been too much happening. So that's why.
What is happening?
Cricket. After the Asia Cup, you had so much.
Oh, that way. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So should Krunal
Asif Ali.
Asif Ali.
Asif Ali. Yes.
Achha, Manchester Rising is asking, should Krunal come ahead of Puran or Stoinis? Although I have already said that he shouldn't, I don't know about these guys, but what Shane was also mentioning with Mumbai Indians, I think they also realized Krunal's potential, as in they just wanted to give him limited number of deliveries, because they also realized that you had the likes of Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, even Shreyas Iyer was there. No, Shreyas was not there. Sorry. Then you had Hardik Pandya, Kyron Pollard. You
batted very deep.
and then there was one more guy. Anyways, yeah. So Krunal would hardly get too many deliveries.
10 at most, if he was lucky.
Which is why the mandate for him was clear.
Yeah.
Go, slam bang, whatever happens, happens. Quick 5 ball 20, if you can give me 5 ball 13, that's your job. That's all I expect. Here you are asked to rotate, strike, play out the middle overs, counter the spinners, deal with the sluggishness of the wicket. He's not been asked to.
That's where he peaks also, when he has limited time. I think he peaks under pressure when there's not a lot of
Balls.
That's also a quality to have.
Yes, exactly.
That's also a quality to have.
I mean, you know what is happening in the case of Krunal Pandya? It's going the DK route.
DK.
Yeah, Dinesh Karthik, because I'll tell you why. Because DK will not play more than 10 balls. You remember, he couldn't play more than 10 balls for over a period of 1 year. 8 to 10 balls, that's it. I'm in that zone, I know what to do. More than 10 balls, what do I do?
Not just more than 10
Guilty
balls.
of throwing his wicket away.
Yes.
Against spinners especially.
And spinners.
He was guilty of throwing his wicket away, DK. For Krunal, to be very honest, for somebody like Krunal, I think a man with his ability, with his limited abilities, I think he's done very well for him.
Remarkably well for himself.
He's played for India, by the way.
Yes.
He's played for India. He's now an IPL veteran, you can call him.
Yes.
And if I'm not wrong, he is also the captain of Baroda.
Yes.
Okay. So for a man with limited abilities like Krunal has, he's done well for himself. But you also as a captain or people who are taking all those decisions, you also have to realize, I understand it is very good to give somebody a responsibility. Give him the belief that we believe in you. Go, you can do it. That's one thing. But you at the same time you also have to realize whether is he the best man suited for that particular role. So unfortunately, I think Krunal and you are not doing anything good to Krunal also. Of course, this way you are affecting your team's chances also. But then you're not getting the best out of Krunal also. Perhaps the best you can get out of Krunal is maybe a little lower in the batting order and. Today,
Couple of overs
he bowled well.
He bowled well, yeah.
That
Last
third
over.
Also, he possesses a rare quality of soaking in the pressure and playing in those situations. Not every batter in the world would want to play in those high pressure situations. That's what he's done, and he's delivered, and that is what made Krunal Pandya the menacing all-rounder that he's perceived to be even now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it also has a lot to do with temperament, because it all comes down to what kind of mindset a batter is coming in with, and this is, we're talking about years and years of practice and building up this temperament, and then you're going to come in and try to play franchise cricket, and something that you've prepared for years is suddenly changed, and now suddenly you're not doing well.
And look at this way. Is that the reason? See, okay, you've gotten batters in the wrong position. Okay, in this Lucknow Super Giants team. Okay, Badoni is batting way down. Krunal and Deepak are batting way up. Okay. Is it because? Is it?
Only today he was in.
No, he came at number 7.
No, but only today he was in the playing 11. Otherwise, so he was.
Yeah, some days he was an impact player.
But then he was impacted out today also, no?
Was he impacted out today? No.
Oh no, Krishnappa came in.
So Kyle Mayers, no?
Kyle,
Kyle, I think it
was.
was. I don't remember. Anyway,
Yeah.
Badoni was on the field.
He was on the field.
He was on the field. So it wasn't him.
But then he's also playing out of position.
Who?
Ayush Badoni. His best performances last year came at number 3.
3, exactly.
But you would remember it was only in the initial
part.
But after that he was dropped.
After that, but he was dropped down the order first and then dropped
Yes.
No, I think he was dropped and then he came back.
as a lower order man.
Yes.
Which was never where he was good. Is my point.
Yes.
He was never good there.
Which is why I'm asking this question, because I don't know who decides the batting lineup and whether they are flexible enough. Now, because he's been given a kind of a very blunt batting lineup, I mean, it's not menacing enough to create fear in the opposition. He had that same problem in Punjab Kings.
No. This lineup is not blunt, boss. Sorry.
No,
You can make it.
Which is what they've
No,
done.
that's what. Batting out of position, that's why. That's why. See, in Punjab, he just had himself and Mayank Agarwal.
And
Chris, but again, Chris didn't play for a very long period.
whose fault is that?
That was the management's fault. I don't know why. Remember, he missed half of it because he was not well. Chris Gayle was ill and he had suffered an injury. So already that.
But there were many times, even when he was available, they weren't playing him.
I think, and also, I don't know if you people are aware. He was not too happy with the fact that he was
Not opening.
He was not opening, and of course, to start with, he was not well. Thereafter, he was not picked also in the 11,
yes.
and then when he was picked, he was not opening. So he was very, very upset with that. In fact, that was the stage. I remember I was told that he was not getting along well with the franchisee. That has happened with Punjab Kings 11 Punjab a lot of players. In fact, I don't know. When KL Rahul parted ways, was he in good terms? Because I had heard stories. I don't know if I can tell them here on camera, because at that time Anil Kumble was also managing.
He was the head coach.
Entire team. So there were a few issues there.
Which is why, that is why. Even here, you look at it. Mayers, unfortunately, again, he had a good start, but he didn't capitalize. Okay. Then number 3, number 4, number 5. All are either not in form or are inconsistent. Marcus Stoinis is a classic case. Nicholas Puran at 6, Badoni at 7. Is that making KL Rahul bat with that strike rate, say, in the low 130s? Or do you think this is the template upon which he's built his game? I am not going to change it, because if you look at the broader Virat Kohli context that he said, anchor role is important. But in this kind of a wicket, could you have
Who
gone
decides
that?
Exactly.
No, I'm saying
No one
I
decides
understand.
it.
I understand that anchor role is important, but who decides that?
There is
That whether today you will play an anchor role, she will play an anchor role, Shane will play an anchor role, I or Harshit will play.
Exactly.
Who decides that?
Yeah.
No one
And
decides
how much does a player get a say in this?
Exactly. Tomorrow, no, I am saying I understand. Okay, Virat says that anchor role is very important, and he is absolutely right. But who decides that Virat will play an anchor role? What if the team management or the decision makers, the so-called decision makers, decide that Faf du Plessis has to play an anchor role? I am saying, okay, the match against LSG, LSG. The match against LSG, both Virat and du Plessis were playing an anchor role. Huh? So, when you are winning, when you are getting runs, it is very easy to say a lot of things.
Yep.
And when you are not doing well, I know that is the time. I don't know if KL Rahul, if he gets 100, will he again make that same gesture to the crowd that outside noise is nothing to me. I am only worried about my batting. I know I can get runs. Unfortunately, so I am saying, why is it that KL Rahul has to play an anchor role? everywhere and anywhere he goes, whether he is playing for India, whether he is playing for Punjab, whether he is playing for LSG, he is also going to play the anchor role. Virat will also play an anchor role. Rohit Sharma will play an anchor role. Then you have the Champions Trophy. Then you have 2019 World Cup. Then you have your 2021 World Cup, 22 World Cup, and if in this day and age where you want to emulate England, the way they are playing, everybody wants to pick up from England and want to play like them. You have a batting order where everybody wants to play an anchor role. Why? Because anchor is very important. I do not buy this. I understand, today Harshit made a valid point that when Sikandar Raza came, he didn't have a power play.
Yes.
He didn't have those field restrictions. He didn't have to face the hard new ball that will, race away to the boundaries quickly, will come onto the bat better. And also he was in a stage where he had to consolidate. And when you are chasing, this is the reason why we have always said that Team India, the Indian team, they chase better. Because when they have a target, you can actually
strategize.
You can strategize, you can calculate, you can recalculate how to go about it. Here Sikandar Raza knew that just when he realized that maybe they are falling behind, he said let's up the ante, and Kunal Pandya was there for him.
So in essence, we can say that this is the template that KL Rahul is going to play in.
But why?
Yeah,
Why?
that is the
If he
reason.
has to stick to this template, I am sorry, he doesn't deserve a place in the Indian team, because if he also has to play in this template and Virat also has to play in the same template, I would any day want to have a Virat Kohli. Or he guarantees me some sort of consistency.
And wins.
Yeah.
So
and if this wasn't the issue, by the way, somebody like a Shikhar Dhawan would never have been, out of the scheme of things.
And what my problem with KL Rahul being an anchor is? He has every shot in the book. My point is, how to be able to play any kind of bowling. Recently, he struggled a lot because, of course, that whole thing of, I need to take responsibility, I need to bat deep. But more than, I've always seen him as a player when he first burst onto the scene. He's always seen as someone who could provide aggressive intent, aggression early on. Now he's become the same batsman you didn't want.
But something that I just sort of dawned upon is that I think we've seen this more with Indian batters. Like you said, KL Rahul was someone else when first introduced to the scene. Let's go all the way back to Zimbabwe. That's 100 that he got over there.
Right.
Everything that Virat Kohli wants to be an anchor, Rohit wants to be an anchor, KL wants to be.
Rohit doesn't want to buy them. Rohit doesn't want to be. But at least what we've seen of late. Rohit, when he came, when he was made the captain of the Indian team, he came out for the press conference. I remember that day. He was there. Rahul Dravid was also there. He said that we want to change the template. Unfortunately, what happened? Rohit Sharma was the only person who was following that template, and as it resulted, he lost his form and he lost his runs also.
So I do partly agree with you. Yes, I remember that South Africa series only, I think I remember, was the first time after saying all of that we really saw him step out of the crease and charging and trying to take that attack. Barring that, I feel there have been cricketers mostly with India who like playing this, but you look at somebody like in England who you want to emulate right now. Jason Roy continues to be the Jason Roy we first saw. Joss Butler, Johnny Bairstow, they aren't anchored. They don't want to be anchors. They stick to the reputation they came with.
And by the way, even if they'll go through a period where they'll be a little, say, struggling to score, more than make up for it later on. And with England, I always say with England, their template, whether it be 19 or 22, was that their openers were never anchors. You know why that was the case? They always wanted a fast start. They said, why? Because if we lose our openers quickly, then in ODI cricket, you had a Joe Root and you had an Owen Morgan. Both of whom could consolidate and score quick runs when needed. In 2022, they had David Malan and they had Ben Stokes, both of whom could once again consolidate and let the others around them score freely. Your opener cannot be an anchor.
No, you have to lead by an example, and Owen Morgan, all these, in fact, it is also about the culture. I think the culture that you have in the dressing room. When Owen Morgan came into that side, he was told that you have to lead this team. So He said, then I need a free hand.
Yes.
I need you need to give me a free hand with this selection. I remember David Malan when nobody knew what he is capable of, and he was such a good talent that Owen Morgan didn't want him to lose. He said, "You play in the 11, I'll sit out."
Yes.
And he sat out.
Say that again. Sorry.
Owen Morgan, when he was the captain, he wanted David Malan to play in the 11, and how do you get him into the 11? Because there were others also. For every position, there you had Alex Hales, you had Jason Roy, you had Joss Butler also. So many openers. Then in the then Owen Morgan, where would you play David Malan? Owen Morgan said, "You play in the 11, I'll sit out."
It also comes down to the management and the coaches and the other staff, of course. Are they on the same page? You have to make sure there are not too many authoritative figures telling you too many different things. How are you prepping your players? You know, what is the kind of practice they're getting? It all has to be on the same page. You know, you need to like brainwash them into that template.
In fact, with England now, two points. Alvik. One is with England, you've seen that brainwashing which she refers to. I think it's a good word to use, because who in their right minds ever thought you'd see a day where Joe Root in a test match would be playing reverse ram shots?
Reverse Ram playing left-handed.
Left-handed.
Wait,
Yes.
so that brainwashing, they all just bought in. They're like, no, we have to play this way. Second thing, by the way, now in recent times, England have taken to empowering their leadership groups. That be the coach and the captain. Which captain would an Indian captain have in the situation that Morgan found himself in going into 2019? Dropped Alex Hales.
That was because of
Whatever it may have been, whatever it may have been, would it have happened if it was something that could have been swept under the
but
rug?
England, they've done it in the past.
Exactly,
Kevin Peterson,
exactly.
they've done it with Kevin Peterson also. Andrew Simons, you would remember, Australia has done. Australia, in fact, when they had to ban or suspend Smith.
Warner and
Bancroft. So they did it and made such a huge fuss about it. You think in India it would have been possible? Anyway, and also Joe Root, by the way, just because they've been following a set template, even in Test cricket, he actually has lost out on many Test hundreds. At least 4 of them I can count.
Correct.
Do you really think you can ask an Indian batter to would he be okay to miss out on these
100?
hundreds?
No.
Because your
Team is
team
lost.
has decided in the dressing room that this is the template that we have to follow, irrespective of the format that we are playing. Test cricket also will play in the same fashion. Zach Crawley, he is playing as if he's playing ODI or T20 cricket. Everybody, Joe Root,
Ollie Pope.
Joe Root would have been playing in India's T20 if had he been in Indian team.
Yes.
As an opener.
I don't know wherever, but the kind of credentials he has so many Test hundreds. He perhaps would have been one of the greats by now. Of course, he is
Already a great.
in England also. But imagine had he been in India, an Indian player. Because see, in India we have a huge fan following for all the cricketers, and rightly so. Perhaps people just have a huge fascination also. How many I think VVS Lakshman is a great. Mohammad Azharuddin is also a great. There are so many players. There's an England player, Ian Bell, such a good player. How many hundreds does he have?
I think about 16 to 1700.
I think he must be having 2300s or 2200s. 23 Test hundreds. Nobody even talks about him perhaps in England. And here, so I am not comparing VVS Lakshman and Ian Bell. I'm just telling you. So you have so in India, so these players, just on the basis of few innings in I might be wrong also. Maybe Siddharth is right. I'm not too sure. He's just checking. So he's got 22 hundreds, by the way. He's got 22 Test hundreds. Ian Bell.
4 ODI hundreds.
I'm not counting ODIs here. Although at that time, I think an average of 38
was
in
actually
ODI
pretty good.
is pretty good. 42 and a half in Test cricket also is pretty good. But here on the basis of a few performances in IPL, we make these players
legends.
Idols.
legends, I would say. You'll elevate them to legendary status before they're even ready.
Yeah.
And then that's that.
Indeed. So lots and lots of questions.
Get that chair fixed for God's sake. It's so annoying.
Please take a screenshot.
I have just one question to ask. Which chair?
All the chairs.
Yeah, you have to tell us, Sunil. See my chair. Hey, this is fine, huh?
This is
I'm
also
getting
fine.
very politely.
Not this one.
This is fine. The one I'm sitting on. This is fine.
This too. We've got to replace.
You know what this is? This is the shaky chair symphony.
Achha, what's more shaky, the chair or LSG's middle order?
LSG's middle order.
It doesn't make noise. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. With the contributions that they've got, see, LSG may be second in the table.
But not now.
Check.
No, not
They
now.
might have come down.
Now I think
No, LSC though, as it is were not.
No, they
No, they were.
But that was, I think,
Okay, now
4 days ago.
No.
See, they're still second.
After
right?
they, oh,
They would be. But see, Gujarat they win tomorrow. If they do, they go top.
They go on top, yeah.
See, tomorrow LSG will come down because tomorrow
Yeah.
who's playing who?
GT are playing
GT
RR.
are playing against
RR.
So if GT,
One of them will win. So yeah.
so RR is already number one.
There's a way they can actually. If Kolkata also go and lose to Mumbai, and
Tomorrow-
if RR,
Tomorrow, the second game.
Kolkata Mumbai is the first. After that is GTR.
GTR.
So if
Kolkata
Kolkata
and
lose,
Mumbai.
yes, if Kolkata lose, and if Rajasthan win, LSG somehow stay second.
No, I'm saying so. These are still early days in the tournament. I think KKR, if they win, to KKR play.
Mumbai in Wankhede.
Oh.
No, but at spinning track, if you get dished up again,
Yeah, I mean, yes. But again, it's a
And
day
they were
game.
found wanting at their own home ground.
but not against the spinners.
Yeah.
They were?
Who? KK?
No, MI.
Right.
See, Mumbai, they were the first team to lose in their own home ground.
And they were the shock value team. They're like, oh, this pitch is gonna spin.
Yes.
Huh?
Mumbai was that. So, LSG, unfortunately, they have got a lot of problems in the middle. I would say much more than all the other teams. You say Punjab, but maybe somebody can step up in the Punjab team. I don't see anybody stepping up in the LSG team unless Marcus Stoinis or Nicholas Puran show that level of consistency.
Because they're all at uncomfortable positions for themselves.
Exactly. Even with Marcus Stoinis, I always say he's best at 4. You give him a little time, then he'll tongue. But here he's coming in at 5, Puran's coming in at 6.
So let's just take a snap vote about, okay, what if I propose this batting lineup for Lucknow Super Giants in order to win?
Do you have another hour?
No, I just have 5 minutes. Just say yes or no. Does it work, or you want some, say, Rahul and Mayers open, that remains. Badoni at 3. You may say Stoinis at 4. Puran at 5. Then Krunal at 6. This is my top 6 at this point in time.
That's fair actually. That's
So
fair.
no Huda, right?
Yeah, but
I would say
there is
bench
no Huda.
Bench Huda for some time, because
But do you have somebody else in the ranks who can give
Who
you?
comes in for
Krishnappa Gautam could come in then. Bowls a bit.
and if you want to have an impact player, sub out Krishnappa and get an Amit Mishra.
And your batting could maybe be Deepak
You
Huda.
know, if although it's just one game because only in the last game Marcus Stoinis won them a game.
Yeah.
So you can't just rule that also out. But I think if he doesn't get back into the form, I don't know if on the basis of just one game should we say that he's out of form. I doubt that. But if he doesn't fire in say about next few games, I see a chance where you might see Kyle Mayers opening the innings with KL Rahul. Number 3 could be your QDK. Number 4 could be your maybe a Huda or Nicholas Puran. And then
So no Stoinis then.
Because that's how you bring in QDK, na?
QDK
Also,
comes in for
Stoinis.
but only will be at 7 then, unfortunately. Also, the problem with
comes in as an impact.
the problem also with these guys, what's their name, LSG, is that and this is where I don't understand. Again, as I say, I think they have a lot of options. It's like if you have to make a dish, you have a ton of ingredients, but you're not quite sure how to bring it together in a way that makes a cohesive dish. What is Nicholas Puran's biggest strength for an overseas player? It's 2 things. One, that he's a left-hander. 2, he's explosive, we know, but he's a very, very good player of spin.
Yes.
So he's coming down the order also makes no sense, because one of the biggest advantages of having Puran is that unlike a Powell, to an extent a Russell, a Pollard early on, he's not susceptible to spin. Quite the opposite. He's a very good player of spin. So why would you not actually let him exploit that and say, yeah, you know what, you go start early, then you know we have the ability to accelerate. They're not giving their best batsmen enough balls. Simple as.
Absolutely. So Manchester Rising is telling us it's time we stop blindly following England's baseball. We are not succeeding anyways. Make our own formula for each format, prepare team accordingly. But see,
Manchester Rising, we're not even following baseball. That's the problem.
no, but baseball is
what
just-
he means over there is we shouldn't be speaking so highly of baseball.
So why shouldn't you be speaking so highly of baseball? It's a
See,
template.
baseball has just come on now. Under McCullum's tenure from May 2022, until then, there was nothing called baseball. It was just aggressive cricket, which even the likes of Rishabh Pant played. Even Virat Kohli played in his peak. Rohit Sharma played in his peak. So that is why, okay, see, baseball anyway is restricted only to Test cricket. It's not related to any other format. England don't use baseball in ODI and T20 cricket. They follow a very adaptable style of play.
Now, yes.
Yes.
There is nothing, there's no term into it. See, if they hit 380 in one game, on that same difficult pitch, they can make 220 and defend it also.
I think that was evident during the World Cup in
World Cup.
Australia, because they faced a variety of conditions and they won in all of them pretty much.
Yeah. Even the final, let's say this year against Pakistan, the T20
low scoring
World Cup,
final.
low scoring final. You thought that it'd be a ride for them, by the way, joy out of sorts, but it wasn't really. They really had to recalibrate.
Yes.
Pakistan, though, I thought was way too lucky to
Get to that final.
Yep.
Kudrat ka nizam.
But also, and to an extent you are right also, Manchester Rising, that about baseball, but I doubt if England will follow the same template against every opposition and at every venue. You went to Pakistan, there I understand.
You got Rhodes.
Yeah, you got Rhodes, and by the way, Ben Stokes has once again asked the ECB or whoever is going to do that to prepare batting friendly wickets, because I think they trust their bowlers. And we'll have to see how because there will be days when they will lose, and that will happen against good oppositions. When they play against India, when they play against Australia, when they play against other teams. So that not every day they are going to win. I understand you would say, "Arey, New Zealand maybe to jeet gaye." Then India ko bhi they
Pretty much hammered.
crashed. Yeah, they chased down. I remember. Yeah,
Johnny Besto, yeah. They hammered us.
and insult to injury was Ben Stokes' comments after the match got over. He said that I was just hoping if India could
Score more runs.
score somewhere around 500 runs, that we would have gotten an opportunity to chase that score down.
I know. It was, see, that is the problem. There is no such template as such where you have to succeed. Success comes in the form of adaptability according to the match situation.
But at least get something, no?
Get
We
something.
need something. What is our template? Can you point out the Indian template and say, yeah, this is how we succeed?
Exactly. I don't think anyone wants to blindly follow baseball or whatever it is. But I think all of us are on the same page that we want to find our own template.
Something which works.
Everything works.
Rohit
Yeah.
And what is baseball right now? Baseball is essentially
Aggressive.
result orientation. That's all that baseball is at the end of the day. Yes, of course.
Your best template is that you have to score one run more than the opposition.
Correct.
Yeah.
How you do it doesn't matter.
And the flip side of baseball, talking about one run. You remember New Zealand, England at Wellington?
Yeah.
Look at the shots that Stuart Broad played. Look at the shots that Ben Foakes played. In any other kind of normal pre-baseball era, 7 runs you would have just got to by singles or quick singles and all that. Sky went for a hook and hold out to Wagner. And again, those fine margins are the byproducts with which any team that follows baseball will suffer. That is the way. So let's not go directly at this point in time. And
Chalo, what we are going to do is, I think we've already spoken a lot. Let's take a few quick questions.
last
Raj was
super.
just saying that it's so great to see SRK Shahrukh Khan firing for Punjab. This team looks charged up now. Also, the confidence I saw in Shahrukh Khan's batting today, have not seen yet.
With KL.
KL
with KL Rahul.
Nothing more to add.
true, it is.
KL Rahul's captaincy is just brainless. That's Love
Karan
Karantur. Oh, I thought he was in Australia.
No, the US.
I thought maybe. Okay. Then he says Ravi Bishnoi didn't even finish his third over. Great win for Punjab, but one amongst.
Tide
and
and Prab
Prab
for the next game. One of them has to sit out.
You need one of them. Not
See,
both of
Dhawan
them.
will come back.
Shekhar, of course, comes back.
Prab Simran, but then will you persist with Prab Simran after 3 bad games?
I would rather persist with Prab Simran because I know you can get me starts. Tide showed nothing in this one match, and
But it was his first game today.
no problem.
Simran also was dismissed for a couple of ducks.
Still, he still has at least a couple of good performances he can show, no?
He has one good thing to show.
tweet?
That's his pin
The tweet
tweet.
from last year we've been joking about this, doesn't get old.
Any other super chats?
That's Mirage rules.
Wow. Gargi's voice resembles Smriti Mandana.
Really?
That's what Mirage rules.
Mirage Rules is saying
That's
from
his
Canada.
call, fair. I mean,
Maybe it's the Marathi accent.
Oh yes.
Have you been given that compliment before?
Yes, I think a lot of not Smriti Mandana, but that people can tell that I am from Maharashtra or speak Marathi. Yeah.
Wait लागलं त्यांना. Wait लागलं त्याला.
I've not been to Maharashtra that often then.
I'll teach you Marathi.
Are thamba. That's all I know. That
Wait.
you know, if you're traveling in Mumbai,
Yeah.
Because of
Very important word to me.
I know, very important word, yes.
Exactly. Thamba, because there are those
They're just
traffic
rushing,
snarls
yeah.
and somebody or the other has to get out of the way. Are thamba, auto drivers, taxi drivers, khicha. Why?
Mirage rules with an interesting fact. He's pointing out that Krunal has 65 IPL wickets with an economy of 7.5. Hardik has 50 wickets with an economy of 8.92. Whereas if we compare that batting strike rate, Krunal 137, Hardik 146.
Well, that's.
But see, that's again Mumbai using him wisely.
Wisely,
Couple of overs. He
Yes.
was like,
Come out, yeah.
it's like now you have impact player. No, he was impact player. He was an impact player in the sense that he'd be used sparingly and then used for an impact.
Chalo, I think we've spoken about this in the mid innings also. I saw somebody was asking about, please talk about the handshake episode.
Yeah, we've already spoken about that.
So yeah, Nikhil Raj is saying no handshake between Dada and Virat Kohli. That's so unprofessional. Well, it's a free country, and
You can refuse to.
and I
Handshake anyone you
can't
want.
say if they
And,
refuse to, but
Nothing more to add.
There are always two sides to the story. I mean, I don't.
No, but I think both the sides here didn't want to shake hands.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so today's games have ended. Delhi losing for the 5th straight time. RCB finally,
So, I was already.
among all the teams
Yes.
this week, RCB hold firm in their home ground.
So, Delhi, the only team that
Lucknow have
disappointed-
lost 3 games or 2 games. Which one? 2 games.
No, this only
week,
RCB this week from
Lucknow
Monday
also
onwards.
lost in Ekana, by the way.
So, just to sum it up, if ever Delhi were going to be favorites, let's say, in any match, it had to be in this week because you saw the home teams lose.
And they still lost.
This is
they
exactly
still-
what happened in the last game as well.
Delhi should have won this game today.
Yes.
They should have.
It's not happening, and whether they will unfortunately go one worse than 2013, it remains to be seen now. But
Or will they equal it? That is what
Yeah.
is on the cards for now.
anyway, tomorrow it is Mumbai Indians
And I'm
versus.
not coming tomorrow.
Yep. Enjoy the repeat finalists of
Yes.
2022 because the second game is Gujarat Titans versus Rajasthan Royals at the Narendra Modi Stadium.
Tomorrow, Nikhil would be here
Yep.
in place
Yeah.
of me.
Yes.
And rest, I think, rest of the Toli will
He won't be here also,
I
if I'm
won't
not
be.
wrong.
You're also not there.
Yeah. I'm not there.
Off today.
Yeah, and off. Yes, it's actually Sunday. It's become Sunday now.
No, technically it is already Sunday.
Tomorrow.
There will
Yeah.
be four.
Each
Yeah.
one will pick one team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Delhi Capitals, of
Shane,
course, is not playing.
My team is playing.
Mumbai Indians versus
Your team
Kolkata Knight
has
Riders.
already won
One.
today, so you will pick one. Nikhil
Yeah.
will pick one.
Yep. Monday is the other.
And you will
big
happily be
encounter.
cheering for Rajasthan back home.
I'll be enjoying my Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people must be enjoying at home.
They're Saturdays.
They're Saturdays.
They are Saturdays, yes. So we'll be back for that double header.
In about 14 hours time.
14 hours time, and Shane.
Yeah, we should start camping here, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
How many hours do you guys sleep?
Hardly
Do we want to have that conversation?
Yeah, Rahul, please. Let's not have
Let's not do that. No.
7 hours for me at least.
7 hours.
अबे 7 hours मिल रहा है sir?
I mean 2:30 I sleep. I get up by 9:30. Takes me an hour to get of the news, so that's I can do the morning.
2:30 you are okay.
That explains a lot.
Doze off by 2:30.
I doze over.
Exactly, my sleep opens when I get home here. I don't understand. My sleep pattern
See,
is
I
wrong.
reach home at 1:15. I finish my dinner.
2:30 तो I reach home.
Same. 2:30, 2:45.
We to have to
You are
drive down to Gurgaon and
I'm only
in between-
15 minutes away. No, that helps.
And there are days when there could be days when we
Whatever
have
it is,
meet
I need to
somebody.
give you and Vikrant sir Bahaduri medal for all these years coming from Gurgaon to here. Ooh,
Yeah, that is some courage, by the way.
courageous. Really, it is.
You know, now if we don't if we are not coming to office by road or driving to office, there is a possibility that while sleeping also we might be driving.
Okay, so we will end this with the final super chat before we
Sign off.
Sign off, yeah, not sign up.
Yeah. What is the most likely thing to happen this IPL?
Virat giving interview. Virat giving
Interview
interview
to KL Rahul.
Rahul, no.
Rahul Rawat, I think.
Yeah. Unadkat taking 5 wickets or Parag scoring 100. None is happening.
You getting the Virat interview.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
you're getting
wrong
yes.
about Unadkat, huh? He can contribute with the bat also, right, Rahul? Yeah, that's what you said the other day. Yeah.
Narkit can take 5 wickets.
He
Parag-
has taken a 5-wicket haul, by the way.
Yes.
There are, you never know, by the way.
Yeah. That is looking more possible than the other two.
Anyway.
Okay.
Chalo, we'll
So
leave
with
you
that,
with that.
bye bye, vanakkam, see you tomorrow. Good night.